No one's gone after Broom Boy,
Broom Boy.
the real hero of The Last Jedi. I expect his spin-off movie any time now. He better have a prominent role in the Rey movie. Is all I'm saying. He better be like her A+ student, Broom Boy, the character we really need, but we don't deserve. I think that's the Batman quote, maybe. The hero we need, but we don't deserve, or the hero we deserve, but I don't know, something. I'll come back to Gordon someday and find out what the hell he's talking about.
Did Gordon even know what he was talking about?
Probably not. Oh, that reminds me of another clip I saw recently. I've got to. I'll try to link this one if I can find it. This guy's done a couple like Christopher Nolan type stuff. One was that the exact moment in the Christopher Nolan movie when you just say screw it, you're not even going to try to follow the plot anymore. That one was pretty good. But this one was Christopher Nolan pitching Batman Begins to the studios, and he's like, "Well, it's going to be this complex drama about who is, Batman." And so the studio guy's like, "But at some point, he's going to wear an outfit with little pointy with little pointy bat ears, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Chris, no one's going to give a crap about the inner emotional turmoil of a billionaire who wears a cape with little pointy bat ears." He's like, "It's going to need villains, it's going to need explosions and car chases." And Chris is like, "Well, the movie's going to be 3 hours long, so I'm sure." And the guy's like, "Fucking what?" He's like, "It's going to redefine the comic book genre." He's like, "Damn well better."
Hey, I actually like Batman Begins.
I like Christopher Nolan's trilogy. I mean, you can tell that the plot to the third one's a little slapdash together because you can tell by the way the second one ends that he clearly meant to bring back the Joker. But, understandably didn't want to recast him, so I get it. But, on the flip side, we've gotten some serious mileage out of the memes from Bane. Saw a thing with Tom Hardy where he was talking about that, and he's like, "Well, Chris, I've got an idea for the voice." He's like, "But like, we're gonna have to commit to it if we're gonna go for it." And Chris is like, "I say we go for it." And Tom Hardy's like, "This could spectacularly backfire." He's like, "I don't care."
Well, Bane's always been kind of a weird character because one of his traits is that he's strong, but it's whether because you have the stupid Banes and the smart Banes.
Well, the stupid Bane is mainly just from the one movie with Arnold, because comic book Bane is like very smart. He's like a strategic thinker on almost Batman's level. So like he planned out everything that led up to him defeating Batman. Because people who've not read that series don't realize that it's not just the fight with Bane. Bane literally set up like a gauntlet of other villains to wear down Batman before he fought him, so that he would be in a position that he could defeat him for sure, and then break him literally, and then fight Azrael, the weak link in his plan. Didn't know Batman had an apprentice who was a psychopath with power armor.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
mean, admittedly, I wouldn't plan for that either, but
what? That's like Batman's like 17th apprentice.
yeah, a guy who is not Robin.
Yeah, you got all the Robins, the like the Batgirls and the Batwomen,
Yeah,
and then also just a couple random like Azrael.
yeah. I think Lucius Fox's son is like a bat-related character now too, in some kind of armored suit. So
The Bat family's really kind of just gone.
yeah, well, it's pretty expanded. But yeah, uh, yeah. Like I said, I'll try to find it. I'll try to find that clip and the other one too. Have you seen any of Christopher Nolan's other movies?
No,
Well,
except for Batman Begins. I have to watch The Dark Knight.
oh, you haven't seen two and three?
No.
Oh, well, they're good. I watched them all at once. Well, like sequentially, not like three TVs watching them all at once like that. I don't even know how that would happen, uh, but yeah, that reminds me of something from the Barbenheimer moment we all had. It was
Watch Barbie and Oppenheimer at the same time.
yes, it was Matthew McConaughey trying to figure out how to watch them both at the same time. Like it wasn't really him. It was like it was a commercial with him, but it was like AI voice, but what was copying his voice. He's like, do I watch one and listen to the other? Would I have them on two screens, 3D with one in one eye and one in the other? It's like, no, I need a 10-dimensional tesseract. And he's just like, oh, Nolan, you genius. Because he's talking about the movie Interstellar, which he's in, you know, which gets a lot of the science right. And then also, like, kind of goes off the rails a few places, but, you know,
Yeah.
as far as like time dilation and hypergravity and everything. But no, Tenet is pretty good. Don't expect to understand it. Because, like, if you ever see the pitch meeting for it, by the end of it, the producer guy's like having a nosebleed trying to piece this all together. Uh, Inception's pretty good.
Well, no, isn't like where Tenet, where like time moves backward, but not like how you think it would move backwards.
It's reverse entropy, is the way they explain it. So you begin moving backwards through time, but also, like, you've got to, like, think backwards too. So, like, I can't even think of an example, but like a car explodes at one point, but since it's reverse entropy, it actually freezes instead of burns. You've got to bring oxygen that's going the other direction too, otherwise your lungs won't be able to deal with it. And so, like again, like in the pitch meeting, like the producer is like, wait, so instead of absorbing light into your eyes, project light. Does everyone have flashlight eyes? And he's like, no. Why would they do that? And he's like, well, it's like a logical extension of what you just said. He goes, well, it's not. So we're not going to go with that.
Well, I mean, yeah, like wouldn't you be like breathing in carbon dioxide and exhaling oxygen?
Something like that. You would think so. Yeah.
But no, that's not how that
No.
works.
And the bullets go into your gun because they've already been fired at some point. Now they're going backwards into your gun.
So you're just basically just like sucking it up so fast it goes through people.
Yes. Still same speed, just reversed. Also, now they're like irradiated, so it's basically fatal if you get hit by one, no matter where you get hit. That's a plot point at one point.
Radiated bullets.
Yeah, because you got to use the radiation to go backwards, and all this is because people in the future, the world's like devastated from global warming and crap like that. So they're pissed off at us right now for destroying the planet. And someone figured out how to do this whole reverse entropy thing. Then they figured out how to do it to everything, the entire world all at once. And they were like, I can't do this. Like, this will destroy everything. So they converted the formula into a three-dimensional object that they then broke up into 9 pieces and sent back in time. Then they killed themselves so they couldn't be tortured or whatever to get the information. Ignoring the fact that shouldn't work because they should be able to go back in time and find them before they shot themselves. We'll just ignore that for the moment. Like all time travel movies, a lot of this isn't going to make any sense. So they sent these pieces back to the most secure locations they could think of, nuclear weapons storage facilities, except that the other people from the future are like, yeah, we want those things. So they sent a message back in time for someone to find, along with a bunch of gold, and like, hey, we're going to give you the schematics to build a machine to make this stuff go backwards in time so that you can go back and forward and find these pieces. Then you're going to put them somewhere that's still going to exist thousands of years in the future where we're from. And we're going to give you an email address from a thing that's going to survive into the future. You send the message, we'll know it's done, we'll get the pieces, then we're going to turn on the machine in the future. Okay, you got all that? So, our main hero, protagonist.
That's his name.
Note I didn't say the protagonist. He is protagonist. We never learn his name. He literally says at one point, I'm the protagonist. That's all we got on him. Denzel Washington's son is a pretty good actor. And he's paired up with Robert Pattinson's character through the agency, through Tenet. And Robert Pattinson explains all this to him. And so he asks, he's like, well, will it actually work? And he's like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, they're convinced it will work, so they're going to do it. It doesn't matter if it will or won't from their perspective. They're convinced it will, so they're going to do it. So we have to stop them because we don't know if it'll work or destroy the world. And actually, like, that one statement, I think that's far more profound than anyone gives it credit for, because I think when you question why people do things, if you start thinking like that, everything starts to make sense. Whenever you're like, why would someone do something so stupid? It's because they're convinced that it's not stupid or that something else is going to happen. It doesn't matter that that they're wrong. They're convinced that they're right. They're going to do it. And so, like, I mean, maybe I was just naive up to that point or something. But like when I heard that, I was like, and I've like internalized that. I've been like, the world makes a lot more sense now. Like, people are crazy and foolhardy, and they just do stupid shit because they're convinced it's going to work out, and nothing you tell them is going to change their mind. So the most you can do is try to mitigate the damage and stop them. So that's not in the movie. I mean, like in the real world. But yeah, and of course, there's. I'm not going to talk about the plot twist. You can probably figure it out. It's time travel, but or maybe not. I don't know.
Thank you for watching. This has been a Geek Ball video, Echoes of a Whisper. This has been a clip from one of our podcasts. The link to the actual podcast this is from is in the description of the video if you want to see the entire thing, which we obviously encourage you to do. But otherwise, if you enjoyed what you saw, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Subscriptions and all the rest is definitely appreciated. Comments, as always. But just in general, thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. And check out the other videos we have here on the channel. See you later.